How tell you I of my heart's desire? I cannot even tell the man I've been married to for 15 years of that which I crave. Each night my dreams are the same. I am that thing so hungered for by men, that seductress that tempts and teases with such ease. I sway like the waters caressing the sandy shore, knowing my path as surely as I know the tide's ebbs and flows. He stands there waiting for me, sinewy muscles crisscrossing his stomach and back, his hair the auburn of fall that glistens in the moonlight, and eyes so blue that my image is mirrored within them. Through him I see a maiden fair, tresses flowing round the shoulders in golden rivulets, breasts riding high and full, with a waist that curves gently downward, like that hill one played on as a child, its valley so secret and hidden with treasures beyond the imagination. He pulls me close to his naked chest, shivers tumbling down my spine as his arms engulf my body in its entirety. I feel his breath gentle against the nape of my neck, and for a moment all things stop. I reach up to touch his face, gently caressing his cheek and pulling him to my hungry lips. Each kiss is searing, tempting me to do more. My fingers glide slowly along his side and fall with ease to rest on his back, and then lower still, skimming his waistband and eventually seeking out more beneath his clothing. He catches his breath as I begin to bring my fingers through his buckle and slowly let slide his pants from his waist. What luxury! His skin rough to the touch, eliciting tiny screams where it commingles with mine. I ease my dress off, kicking it along the bank as we seem to hover for a moment, and then fall into the warm embrace of the sandy shore. I take his cock in my hand and begin to massage, my tongue flickering along the shaft as he begins to get hard, rising to the occasion in full regalia. The water begins to froth as the wind picks up speed, and its touch further sparks our internal fires. I take him fully, each thrust falling deeper within my mouth as his rhythm intensifies, back arching in anticipation, bucking with each suck and pull from my lips. A hot, muffled groan escapes from within him as I explore his shaft, my hands cupping his balls until he explodes, finally released from his bonds. We lay there for a moment, sweat beating down our bodies, smiles gently playing across our lips, as my fingertips trace echoes along his burnished skin. Now, like a true gentleman, it is my turn. He tenderly turns me over onto my back, the sand rubbing in new places, its friction sending little chills throughout my body. He begins to fondle my breasts, biting my nipples slowly as they rise to a tension with each tug and pull that he imparts with his greedy lips. He begins to travel, an ancient explorer wanting to search each crack and crevice for that hidden treasure, and finally finding it buried deep within. His tongue licks my folds as I become wet, my body writhing in anticipation of what comes next. O Father, what sin so sweet that I do now partake in so fully, and with such gusto. His fingers begin to glide over my body, leaving a trail of tremors that rattle my very core. He gazes upon my naked flesh wet from the surf in our love-making, and I can tell that he wants more, needs more, and oh, how I ache to fulfill that need. He gently caresses my calf, moving up my inner thigh, and slowly parts my legs, my apex a harbor waiting to be filled. Moving his finger up and down in small circles, he plays with my clit, spasms erupting through my body with each turn. He leans down, his breathing heavy as he slowly enters me. Oh God, what pleasure is this? His hands dig into my sweet flesh, burning with desire and eager for his masterful touch, and he rams inside of me, my back arching to meet each push, he filling me completely as my legs wrap around his waist in a tight embrace that brings further shudders from each of us. I am ready. Each moment magnificent torture as we hold on to each other, hungry for that final moment as we climax together, our orgasms dripping into us like bolts of lightning. He falls into me, snuggling close as I breathe in his musk mingled with the sea breeze. My mind and body are wholly entwined with this man, my lover, my friend, and I feel complete. Here is my heaven, my Eden, my bliss. If only my reality laid within this fantasy, rather than rotting in a wheelchair, my body decaying from disease and lack of loving touch, death but a moment's breath away. Perhaps one day I will have courage enough to bear witness to my need. Until that time, I sit, I ache, I dream.